I wanna run to a place where no one can find us. I wanna sleep in a place where our love won't blind us. I wanna dream a dream that was meant for you and me. I wanna hope that we can stand barefooted in the clear sea.
Once.
Yeah.
What are your early memories?
Well, they're not that long ago, so they should be pretty fresh.
That's a good way to start. What about
Way
what's
back
your earliest?
in December.
Yeah, way back in December
Way back in
of last
December
year. Cliff
of
is
2 months ago.
For those that don't know, Cliff is our newest member of the band, and yeah, loud roars, and probably, no offense to any other drummer we've ever had, probably my favorite for sure. So, Cliff, what's your? Thank you. What's your earliest memory of the band or being in the band?
Being in the band?
Yeah,
the
or
band?
favorite memory so far, I guess.
Favorite memory?
Yeah.
I got two as well.
I mean, Sundowners was really great. I mean, I really enjoyed that. That was the second one, right?
Yeah.
I think so far that was my favorite. It was just I felt the best at that one. I think we played really good, and just the place we were playing was
Beautiful there. Favorite memory from being in the band so far? Or a story that comes to mind that you want to talk about? Anything that comes to your mind?
At Sandbar, this guy that came up and just started flipping everyone off. That was pretty fun. I like that guy.
Dude kept trying to talk to me. Could not hear a word he was saying while still trying to keep the bass line.
Well, he ended up on stage with you because I had my back turned to you and then turned around and he was on stage like saying something in your ear, and then they got him off stage and then he was just like flipping me off and I think all of us like at the same time.
What did you say?
I didn't say
I don't know.
anything.
He was
That's- I
just
think-
talking in the middle. He was talking in the middle of a song to Matt, and I saw Matt just close his eyes trying to focus on playing the bass.
It was getting bad, bro.
Yeah, that was.
And then he flipped us all off.
Yeah, I was angry playing that night at that portion of the night because I was just like, what the fuck is going on with this guy?
No, what about the one where I drank that rum punch and it killed me on stage before you started the song?
Oh, that's such a great. So we're playing General Horse playing the
Pride
keys.
and joy.
Yeah, on Pride and Joy.
Oh my God.
I turn around and Matt's like bent down on one leg, and I was like, I thought he was doing like a move or something, you know. So we're in the middle of Brandon's solo, so I just like bend down with him, and I'm just like vibing with him, and then I get up and turn around and sing and go through a verse, and I turn around, and he's still in that position, and at the end of the song, I was like, what's going on? And you said,
Oh, yeah, no. I drank the rum punch and it punched me pretty hard before you started the song.
no food either,
And
right?
and I'm just there like, okay,
He's like, I was cramping up.
I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna get through this. It breaks me down to my knee. I had to play the whole song like an upright bass. And everybody's like, oh my God, he's so into it. And I'm like, I'm in so much fucking pain.
Yeah.
Like the bass player from Metallica and shit,
And
man.
then Taylor kneels down and just stares me in the eyes. And I'm just like, bro.
Yeah, I was kneeling down next to him thinking that it was like a move that he was doing. I was like, oh, he's really into it. For me, a bunch of things, like sitting down with you guys now, a bunch of things that jump out at me about like moments, especially with all of you guys individually, Cliff included, you know, is that like with Matt, I remember being at Churchill's open mic, and I think Matt had played or I had played, and then Matt talked to me afterwards, and we talked a lot in those early days at Churchill's. And I remember Matt said to me at that time, he says, if you ever decide to start a band, I'll play bass in it. And I was just like, I'm going to hold on to that, you know, until it becomes, you know, that's something I can use. So Matt and I were like, you know, cool over the years and before it metabolized, but that was like the seed, I feel like, you know. You remember that conversation? Or
Yeah, no, that was a great night. Got to perform. During open mic you were hosting, Churchill's, RIP. And normally you only get to do 2 songs. They wanted me to do 3.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was a vibe,
Killer performance by McDonald Wolf that night as well.
as always.
Shout out.
Sure, he always opened the night. You remember
Definitely
that?
opened it.
Always opened the night.
One of the shows of all time.
So when I he set it up so terribly. There's no way I could tell any other way now. When I moved to town, I was looking for anybody that wanted to really play music, anybody at all. And so I was going out to the open mics and meeting people there, and I was really like trying hard to find musicians. And so I went on Craigslist musicians page, like musicians wanted Craigslist page, and there was like a paragraph or something, like a small little thing about I'm a young guy that plays guitar, looking to play guitar with somebody, hit me up if you want to play guitar. So I hit him up and I was like, we can jam. I have a show that's in North Miami. It was at the Luna Star Cafe. It was like the first place I played. And Brandon came all the way from Homestead, which is like an hour and 40 minutes or something like that, right? Or something like that.
I have no clue, but it's a nice drive.
It's a nice drive. And it was Brandon, Daniela, and like 3 or 4 other people in there. And I think it was like paid $10 to see me or something like that.
I didn't even know that walking in. I had $0 in my bank account.
And then you got to spend like $13 cash at that place. And but I think you got like a free. I gave like CDs away or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, you gave me a CD.
But from that time, like we started, hanging out and traveling and playing music together. What do you remember from like about that time?
I remember just like going, like my English teacher made me put up the Craigslist ad. She's like, you got to meet this guy. And I'm like, it's a guy off of Craigslist and you're the one telling me to meet this strange man.
Yeah.
So I went and I brought a friend with me. I'm like, I don't know this guy from Craigslist. So you want to come see the show?
Yeah.
And then we hung out. And then they're like, you got to pay for some food or something. You can't just sit here. And we're like, that's not how restaurants work, man.
Yeah.
We're just chilling.
Yeah. Luna Star Cafe. But I remember that very specifically is from that time. Then we went to the middle of the state together to record and then started really playing together like during the pandemic time and played the spot together in Wynwood and did a bunch of stuff before the band ever, assimilated. So, and then the story of Beau is really crazy. Is Beau, we needed a keyboard player for our last minute gig at La Tropical. And Lucas Jolton hooked us up with Nemo, who hooked us up with Angel, who ended up hooking us up with Beau. And after the first night that you played with all of us, I think we all just kind of looked around and were like, we couldn't really do it any way we felt like after that. So.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, it was fun, man. I mean, I was kind of like, who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah.
And then got up there, and I was like, these guys we're playing some shit, having fun,
Yeah.
Stuck around.
And then Cliff auditioned for us in
Steve Rucker
August.
sent me an email.
Yeah.
That's how it happened?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then he
He's
didn't
like,
get the
yeah,
job.
Because I'm pretty sure Chandler told him about it probably.
Probably.
So
Shout out to
he
Chandler.
sent me an email and he's like, hey, there's a band, they need a drummer, blah, blah, blah. Here's their information.
Shout out to Steve Rucker for
Steve Rucker is a legend.
Legend.
Steve Rucker, if you're watching this, you're the man.
I'm going to show this
Goat.
and getting to rehearse in your place, in
Yep.
your office, and Chandler and Beau and Cliff and Jake and Jack, and there's been a lot of
He's been one of the
Hunter
Paramount-
Sinjwald.
Yeah.
Hunter, yeah. There's. I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple names as well.
Twin reverb in there is sick, man. I got a sick twin.
Earliest memories.
Yeah, something that jumps out in your head.
The set list. Going over the set list.
Yeah.
Going to rehearsal, setting up, and just getting like hella groovy. I'm like, okay, these songs are not what I normally listen to, but I want to bring something to the table and, add a little razzle dazzle.
Yeah, that's certainly what you do for us.
I didn't like Matt.
Oh, for real?
A little bit.
Oh,
Talk about it.
what did I do, bro?
It shouldn't be on camera.
Nah,
I was always certain Matt was gonna leave the band at some point.
Sure, yeah,
It
sure.
was like it always was like in the back of my head. He's only here for however long he's gonna
I
be
see,
here.
I see how it is.
It's not still like that, is it?
A music friend of mine told me. That time that you're talking about, a music friend said to me. He said, I said, well, I just have a feeling that if the drummer leaves, then Matt will probably leave too. And he said, no, Matt's like going to be more in after that. And I was like, I don't know if I don't know. And then that's really sort of what ended up happening. So, but yeah, I kind of felt the same way as him. I was like, Matt might slide on us in the middle of the night.
See, at least somebody was on my team. I don't know this person, anonymous.
We're glad you didn't. We're glad you
do
did
know
not.
who it is.
Yeah, you do know.
Oh,
You do know.
okay. I slightly take back what I said, anonymous.
But no, honestly, yeah. From after that time, which was like when Chandler joined the band, that was like a real, I don't know, I feel like a changing time for kind of all of us, really. You know, not just you, but for everybody. Because Beau had just joined the band, you know, and that was
Amazing addition.
huge for us,
Thanks, brother.
you know. And Brandon sort of became a whole next level guy, I feel like, at that time, too.
Yeah, man, Brandon hit the shit.
On that rock star extraordinaire,
Yeah.
guitar solo.
Transcribing solos.
What do you have to say, Cliff? Keep boosting my ego. You're doing great.
He says your hair looks pretty.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, Brandon.
I'm really
needs to
thinking
pick
about
up
growing
jazz.
it.
Yeah, you should do it, man. I'll teach you how to tie it up in a bun.
I've
and
had
everything.
long hair before.
Oh yeah.
I'm still
You gotta
gonna
show
grow
the
the dreads
pictures,
out,
man.
yo.
There's a lot of beautiful hair in this band,
Oh yeah.
especially when Matt pulls out
Yeah, you should have
the
a good
1970s Huggy Bear afro.
We have a
Listen,
good variety of hair.
The afro was supposed to be brother locks.
Yeah, every
At
kind
some
of hair
point,
was
I will
there.
have those.
Yeah.
I know. I'm looking forward to that next era. I think when I saw you, when I picked you up, I was like, oh, you cut your hair? You're like, there'll be another time.
Yeah. Listen, man. Some of us coming back around. It's still hot.
Earliest memories, B? Thoughts?
Yeah, like I thought Matt was gonna leave at any second. At any moment, he was gonna pick up his amp and leave, and just be like, "I'm out, yo." But then it was the other way around, man. The drummer left. That's really
Yo.
Yeah, that's the tale of the drummer could be a whole segment of its own.
That's really what I remember from the beginning. Is just waiting for Matt to leave, and instead everyone else was leaving.
I see how it is.
Yeah.
I do my part, and it's the thanks I get.
I remember something that sticks out of my head about that time is that right when that was about to happen and going to happen, that I think that was like known, you know. Beau said to us, and Beau was like a new guy in the band. You said to me, you said, "We will. You guys can rehearse while we're finding a rehearsal place. You can rehearse at my place," and that made the transition process so much easier. So much for me trying to have a great moment.
Yeah, man.
That's life.
Cliff, any early memories that pop up?
I don't know. I remember being super nervous the first time I was in the room with you guys. But then, honestly, like, the very next time, it was, like, almost not there.
Was it me?
I feel like I settled in, like,
Quickly,
really
yeah.
fast, yeah.
No, honestly, from that day, you and I have talked about this before, but from that day of the audition, you never really left my mind. I think we spoke pretty consistently over that, that gap of time before December. We could cut into you talking about the story you were going to talk about the music video at Nancy.
Oh yeah, the music video. Oh, that was a really, really good night. Like everybody was there. Everybody showed up. They didn't have to, but they did.
On a Tuesday night.
Right?
How many people were there?
Who showed
60
up
to
on
70?
Everybody
Yeah,
and their
something
mama's
around
mama.
In Bar Nancy.
In Bar Nancy,
Which
yeah.
is pretty impressive because they have a maximum occupancy of probably 80 or 90.
Yeah, a lot of people did not get the chance to sit down. All the seats were taken.
Yeah, somebody said to me, everybody wants to be in a music video. So I was just like, we could get our friends to come out and stuff and be in it and try to make Tuesday night look like a Friday night. So that's really what ended up happening. I feel like, it was a fun night.
Yeah, man. They stormed the stage at the end.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
That's really fun. And you're standing up. I like in the video that when they're all on stage, you're standing up behind me.
Yeah, the reason I stood up was because the cameras were in the front, and I was like, I'm not going to be in this video at all.
Yeah, you
So
had to get in
I
it.
got to leave the keyboard and act like I'm playing. So I walked over and started hanging out. I know it's no secret we overdub. Everyone overdubs
Sure,
music
yeah,
videos.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
part of the process. So I was like, let me get over there.
I love that about the video is that
Yeah.
you're there in those scenes. Yeah, yeah, I love that. I just met Ashlyn's friend the other night, like for the longer portion, Evelyn's man.
Oh yeah, Alex.
And I was like, he's like, hey man, and I was like, you're the guy from the video, because he was like one of the only guys in the video forever. I was like, who the hell is that? And it's wild. That night was fun though, a lot of fun. Connie was on that night. Connie hosted the night. Shout out to Connie Fernandez, the very funny Connie Fernandez. Any other nights that jump out at you, like good memories or specific memories?
What about the night that Matt
Why?
forgot there was
Why,
a gig?
why would you?
That's
Why?
a great story.
Why does this keep coming back to me?
This is a great gig because we've all done it.
I don't know what you're
I've done it.
talking
I'm
about.
guilty. I'm guilty.
I called him on the way
You
to
should
pick
tell
him
it.
up.
Everybody know I am innocent as fuck.
I
I've
called him
never
on the
done it.
way to pick him up, and I was like, hey, I'm coming to pick you up. I'll be there in like 20, 25 minutes. He's like, pick me up for what? And I was like, we have a gig with the band tonight. And he was like, we do? Where? And I was like, at Bar Nancy. And he's like, all right, I'll get ready. And then you could tell why you didn't know there was a gig.
But my calendar. No, sometimes you have that calendar on your phone. It skips around on dates, even though you put it in there.
No.
And then the next trip.
No.
Let's-
We're all on the same calendar.
So
program.
see what
Basically.
had happened was. Okay, yeah. See what had happened was, I thought that the day was clear, so I'm like, I'm just gonna vibe today. Not gonna do anything, and probably end up in a state where I cannot play.
AKA
normally.
have some tequila or some rum or whatever your drink of choice is. What is
Little
that?
Delta 10.
Oh, I need to know that. Sorry. Sorry.
all of the
Jack.
above.
First of all, I am also a bartender. I mix my own.
Oh,
Of course.
okay.
Amphetamines.
Yeah.
Oh, first of all, listen, nobody ain't making no loud or nothing, bro. We just it's a regular drink.
Yeah.
He's not cooking meth. He's making his own cocktails.
But the point is, I'm vibing out. I get the call, and it's Taylor, and I'm like, yo, what's going on? And he's like, yeah, I'm like 20 minutes out. I'm like, for what? And I'm like, oh yeah, we got a gig tonight. And I look at the calendar, and I was like, fuck.
Yep. And then you laughed the most on stage that night, too.
You don't understand. I was so paranoid. I tuned my bass 3 times.
The first set was it was pretty nice because Matt was like, boom, like sliding into shit left and right when killing it. Because it only takes him, I learned that night, it only takes him less than half a second to get every single note fixed. Like,
Yeah.
It's like
Fast.
a professional thing.
Take a slide.
That's a mark of a pro though. Like don't forget, don't get it twisted. It's not a vibe.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that was the first night I ever played like that, and I didn't think I
Yeah.
could. However, it was just hilarious how Taylor's already talking to the audience, and I'm still tuning my bass mid-song.
Yeah.
On the first song, I'm doing like
Rep.
boing, turn, boing. Oh,
I have a picture in my studio at home of me and Brandon up on the tables that night at the end of the show, and you could see Chandler in the audience that night in that picture, like watching us from the audience. So that was like a foreshadowing photo because I think 2 gigs later, Chandler became the drummer in the band. So that was a fun. I remember that night very specifically. But one of my favorite memories was. It was a night. It might have been the night that Leah Simmons opened for us at Bar Nancy before the music video, a couple months before.
That was a dope night too.
And at the very end of the night, they got Daniela on stage, and I gave Daniela the guitar and went to the bar, and she was up there with you guys, and Beau was playing some like riff inside of Dancing in the Dark. That was just so nice. And I'm like at the bar getting something to drink, and my wife and my band are on stage playing for everybody, and you and her were dancing back and forth, and that was a fun night. That's one of my favorite. That show in general has a lot of good memories for me. Good one.
What about the night at Guanamana?
Which one? The first one?
They were all good.
Yeah, both of the Guanamanas nights were terrific.
Yeah,
Chandler's
shout out
last
to
night.
Guanabana's.
Shout out to Guanamanas, yeah.
Their
And Jupiter.
Their crowd is amazing. The food is amazing.
Right by the water.
The water was a vibe.
Yeah.
And, like you combine all those things and people that know what they're doing with the sound. It's fire.
Flex came that night.
Yeah, Flex came, and Brenda and Mel came, and Elizabeth's family was there, and Gliz was there. Shout out to Gliz Inc., where we're doing the episode. Yeah, we love Flex. Shout out to Flex Martinez. Well, I think the biggest struggle for me, to be honest with you, is just balancing everything. You know, managing the band, booking the band, promoting the band, also making enough time to, most importantly, play, practice and work on all the music that we have, the originals, the covers, growing the set list, trying to figure out a way, because I had never been in a band before, so trying to figure out a way to balance all that and balance, everyone's has a different personality, a different way of going about things, and balancing all that. And obviously our drummer's story has been a long story to get to Mr. Dobson. And so just working through that and continuing to be positive and being thankful that you guys have remained positive through that and been like, well, we'll keep moving along. And now that we have Cliff, it's such a good feeling to be able to settle in and grow the rhythm section more, learn new music and stuff like that. So I think overcoming that struggle consistently is something that I work with. So anybody else?
Having like 72 drummers in like 12 months is pretty crazy, dude. Like, it makes you think, like, are we the biggest like group of pricks on the planet that we can't keep a guy?
Yeah, that thought runs through your head.
I
for
think
sure.
drummers are pricks.
That's 7 drummers a month.
Yes,
That's a lot.
The math.
7 drummers a month.
I don't want to think about
feels
it.
like it.
Yeah, the process has been long. We've had a lot of great drummers, but trying to get somebody that really wanted to play rock and roll was the big focus. The big focus.
The biggest struggle for me has been this fucking dissertation. Other than that,
He's close to getting his doctorate.
We
Dr.
get to call you
Cornelius in
Dr.
the chat.
Cornelius.
Dr. Bo.
No, you guys don't have to call
Dr.
me
I'm
that.
gonna-
Students in college.
The
if you're
doctor.
sure.
I need new material for the on-stage introduction, so I won't be
Just
using
call him
it.
the doctor.
No,
the
but
doctor.
honestly
Doctor
though,
Who.
trying to figure out how to pay your
Or Dr.
bills,
Seuss.
that's pretty hard to do as a musician. That's probably been the biggest struggle in Miami for me. Trying to
Sure.
figure out like how to, get rent and like groceries and like all that stuff paid, the car bill, that stuff. It's hard, and then stuff just keeps stacking up and up as you get older. And
Yeah.
you still got to meet your commitments and be there for your woman and be there for your family and your friends. And it's like, it's difficult.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree with you. We're in the same boat. Matthew?
Oh,
225.
okay. So, like I said, I've played with many bands. Unlike some people who might not live to see the next, what? And I think that this is a really great band. It's not easy finding all these components that can stay together for so long. I've seen many bands come together. I've seen many bands break up. And a lot of bands break up for less. So for us to make it to the 2-year mark, this is where the work begins.
Yeah, true. Dobson?
My biggest struggle, I guess, just finding the time to fit all this in, because I was busy before this. So this was also kind of a decision, like, when I was, deciding, do I want to do this? Because after I auditioned and I wasn't in the band yet, I was kind of like, maybe this is actually for the better because I'm so busy. But, when it came back around and it was a couple months later, I'd kind of settled into my schedule, I guess, and I was just like, I think I can make this work. And since then, I've been doing it a lot better. Just feels good. It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
How bad as far as the schedule?
As far as the scheduling,
See, they think
Welcome to
it's
the Outsiders, everybody.
no.
Thanks for joining us.
I feel that though. The first couple gigs are the hardest because
Yeah.
you have to learn the rep, and then you're like the most nervous, and then after
Exactly.
that it gets really. It's like playing wedding gigs for any band you're with.
Well, it's also funny. Like I see it as you're coming to the end of something, and he's also coming to the end of freshman year, really your first year. So those sort of things happening at the same time, two big things in both of your lives, I think. So the band has 2 new tunes that we're working on. One of them, Beau wrote the music for. It's called "Take It Out on Me," and we're in the process of recording that. And then the other one I wrote, it's called "Bad Friends," and we're in the process of recording that too. We have 2 of the 3 songs I recorded while I was in Ohio with Lucas Jordan. Shout out to Lucas. 2 of those songs the band's bringing in. So we have 4 new original tunes and then a bunch of new cover tunes for this year. So
Yeah, it was fun writing the music for that song, at least for the first one. Got to work with you on one sesh we did at your house, I think maybe 6 months ago.
yeah,
It's been a while, and then we just kind of put it to rest because we've all been gigging, we've been going through various side projects in life, figuring out who we are as people, doing all this other stuff, and then finally let the music breathe a little bit. We come back to it, and sort of we're in the process of wrapping the single up.
Yeah, so super exciting.
So you got one of the best guitar solos you've ever heard on it.
Yeah, we haven't heard it yet, but it's gonna be fantastic.
Well, wait till I throw the funky bass line on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Clifford, new music. You're on board now at a time when new music's coming out.
Yeah, I just want to play it.
I just wanna
Play. So yeah,
No, like I want to record it. I'm looking forward to recording it.
super exciting. We have new music coming out, so it should be out by the summertime. So stand by as we deliver new music. Ashlyn Mckibben is with us today, and she's going to be filming one of the videos for us. And so we have new videos for you, and it's going to be awesome. So stand by for new music. So I guess the other thing we should talk about, is there anything like in closing that you want to say about the band or your time in the band or the guys in the band or any final thoughts that come through your head?
I have something to say.
Sure.
I think the amount of dedication and the amount of practice that it takes to be doing this music and playing, it's easy to think that you can just get a gig here or there at a bar and just show up and just read off a phone and play your chart and then walk away. And I think that's something that's a really common misconception because it takes a long time to be able to get to that level to where you can do that, first off. And second, that's not how most bands operate that are actually together. They rehearse, they put time in outside of all these gigs. So I feel like the amount of time that we've actually spent together has been really like a nice blessing. We've gotten to get better together, write good music, play fun shows, even when bullshit happens. It's just part of life, I appreciate that.
For sure, yeah, I agree, 100%.
Oh, and just for anybody who's listening out there, we have a T-shirt that is out. If you want to check us out and check that out, you could totally reach us at Outsiders Miami on Instagram.
That's right, big facts. Any thoughts, B?
I didn't think this far.
How many gigs do you say we're gonna have by the end of this year?
2000.
Well, no, I said by April 1st we'll be at 50 gigs in total as a band ever. But we have four other gigs that are booked after that. So we'll be at 54 gigs by the end of April or something like that. So and our 2-year is, well, today is when it'll come out, which is March 23rd, is the 2-year, which is not really today, but when they see this, it'll be March 23rd. So yeah, in 2 years, about close to 50 shows. So a lot of groundwork from all the guys. Any final thoughts, Cliff?
I'm looking forward to the rest of this year. Growing with everybody. I already feel, good about what we're doing, and I think it's gonna just feel better the longer we go.
Amen to that. B?
It's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
You're bad at interviews.
Yeah, pretty terrible at them. We want to send a special shout out to Glizabeth and Gliz Inc., who let us record this 2-year anniversary thing as a band here at her tattoo shop. Check out her shop here in Miami, in Little Havana. And shout out to Ashlyn Mckibben, who's with us and a lovely creative and super hardworking and incredible. So make sure you follow her. And of course, our lovely MVP of the Outsiders, 6th member, Miss Daniela Davis, and her By Danny X Instagram account. Make sure you check that out. They're helping us put everything together today. And thanks to everybody that bought one of our T-shirts. 38 people helped us sell out of all 50 of our first Outsiders T-shirts. So thank you for everybody that did that. For everybody that came out almost a year ago to our Love Me All Day music video. Thank you so much for that. Any final words? Look in the camera and give them final words to people watching. Clifford? About the upcoming year or whatever?
I already said it.
Shit.
Stay tuned for the rest of the year for the rest of the Outsider shenanigans that are going to unfold between everyone at some point in time, including myself, especially hazing some of the people in the band. That's just something I do, so stay tuned for that.
Any last words for the people, Beau?
I I kind of already said them, but you know what? We're gonna have a good year. You know, we're gonna play some music. We're gonna hang out, drink some good beer. I don't really have much else to say. I'm gonna be a doctor in the summer. Let's go.
Dr. Cornelius.
Dr. Beau.
Any last word
Dr.
for the
Corn
people, B, that come to the show, that buy the shirts, that listen to the music?
Buy more.
Buy more shirts like Chick-fil-A.
And there it is. Thank you to everybody that listens to music and come out to the shows. We'll be playing on March 24th at the Tin Roof in Fort Lauderdale, brand new location, and March 25th at the Sandbar in Cutler Bay. We're going to be playing March 31st back at the Tin Roof in Fort Lauderdale if you missed the first show. And then April 1st, we're kicking off at the brand new Magic 13 Brewing Company in Little River. 8 o'clock, this is Saturday night, April Fool's Day. And then we're going to be playing the 14th of April back at the Tin Roof in Fort Lauderdale again, if you missed the first 2 shows. And then we're going to be playing on the 16th, my 30th birthday show, the day before. We're going to be playing at Savage Labs with special guest Leah Simmons opening up the show, and Miss Brittany Brave hosting the show. So come out and hang out with us and have a good time. And other than that, thank you for supporting the band the last couple of years, and we look forward to seeing you at the shows. Thank you.
For the next couple of years. Thank you.
Right.
To the next couple of years.
I don't want to be on the front of a magazine. That's not what it's about. Because I don't. It's not about the magazine cover. It's about the music. I'm not a model. I'm not an actor.
That's right.
Modern drummer.
Rolling Stone for me.
No.
I'm not a model or an actor. I'm a musician. I don't need to be
I'll be on Downbeat.
Oh, shit.
Also Rolling Stone.
Anything? Rolling Stone, yeah?
Also Rolling Stone.
Modern drummer.
Hey, okay.
Just me.
What about Keybird World?
Reddit. Put it on the front page of Reddit.
That's it.